Hello everyone, BoarControl here with another card review. Today we'll be looking at the cards that were released on the 28th and 29th before the big drop of cards, of course, at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That is 7 p.m. Central European time. There will be a live reveal stream on twitch.tv/play hearthstone where they reveal all the remaining cards. Obviously, that's going to be a lot of cards, so I'm excited to that, and I'll be watching it and discussing live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BoarControlHS later today. But for now, let's look at the cards that have already been announced, and we'll start off with Professor Slate. This is a 3-mana 3/4. Your spells are poisonous. Ooh. So what jumps to mind? This is a hunter-only legendary. That's pretty exciting to me. Let's go and type spell into the collection and see what appears. Arcane Shot, Rapid Fire, Explosive Trap, Corrosive Breath, Snipe, Kill Command, Arc Shot, Explosive Shot. I mean, pretty nice with Explosive Shot. That kills 3 minions, but you're going to be ahead on board as Hunter, so the question is, are you putting in bad cards like Rapid Fire into your deck because you have this new card called Professor Slate? 3-mana 3/4 is decent, but I wouldn't just play a 3-mana 3/4 in my deck just for the sake of it. We're already looking at what Hunter archetypes are there: Dragon Hunter, Highlander Hunter. Is this card good enough with Corrosive Breath to be played? Maybe there might need to be more support. I'm thinking it is pretty scary if there's a secret up and this is on board, because Explosive Trap would clear the board. This is really good with Rapid Fire, like really, really good. Imagine there's a spell which is 1-mana kill a minion. That would be nuts, right? So, but for a Highlander deck to play 2 one-offs that are supposed to synergize together, you would need more support, right, for the Rapid Fire than just Professor Slate. That is a huge syringe, by the way. It's like the same size as him. But card has a lot of potential with if any AoE sort of spells get put in Hunter. I don't see it working right now in Highlander Hunter, which is the main Hunter deck. Maybe a different Hunter deck with two of the Rapid Fires, but not so sure right now. We'll have to see. Let's just move on to the next card. Potion of Illusion. Add 1/1 copies of your minions to your hand. They cost 1. I've already seen some OTKs involving the coin and this card. If we look in Hearthstone, you can obviously what cards will you want to copy. This card is Mage. This card is Mage and Rogue. So just have a look at what minions you want to copy, because it copies minions. So it's obviously Sorcerer Apprentice, and it's gonna copy Archmage Antonitus, right? That's the it doesn't. It just copies the Sork and combos with the Antonitus. Sorry. Other minions like Reno would be a great card to copy. So would Zephyrs, right? But do you want to play this card? Would you play 4 mana to copy Zephyrs? I don't think you would. I don't really see this being played in the Highlander deck. I can show you how the combo works. Right, just flick back here. So cards required: 2 sorcerers, 2 Potion of Illusion, Archmage, and the coin. Setup turn: Sork, Potion, Sork, Potion. Combo turn: 3 Sorks, Pony, Coin, Sork equals you win. Mage doesn't have Ice Block anymore. That's been the same for a long time. Just has Ice Barrier in terms of stall and all the freeze effects. So you need to spend, how much mana is it? 2, 4, 6, 8 mana, and you do nothing. You could do this turn with a Frost Nova. It's gonna be a tough setup. I don't see this combo working effectively, but it looks quite fun, and you're gonna be able to get off occasionally. But I don't see this working because there's too many dead cards. Like this requires too many cards for it to work. So don't really see that being too effective. This is just a cool combo card. I don't see anything right now. The only way this card becomes crazy is if there's cards that you can reduce the cost of. So say right now there's Mana Giant in the game. Mana Giant becomes 0. You play your Mana Giants, you play this. You get 1/1 copies of the Mana Giants in hand. They cost 0. You play them, you Conjurer's Calling them. combos like that, where you reduce high cost cards to low cost. Like I remember Echo of Medivh with a Molten Giant. I imagine something like that would make this card powerful rather than the Sorcerer's combo. That doesn't really seem too great right now, so I'm not sold. But it looks like a fun card for the future. In Rogue, we can also talk about this card. Let's have a look in Rogue. Maybe just skip to the next card if you're bored of this card. What is this card doing in Rogue? 1-1 Edwin for 1. I don't really see what much it does in Rogue. Like, you can get lackeys. How I see this card being mostly used is against control with Ethereal Lackey. What you're going to do is you're going to play Kronks, you're going to play this, you're going to get a 1-1 Kronks in your hand. That's the main application of this card for me that I see. Next up we have Educate Eric. Whenever a spell is played, this remembers it. This remembers the spell even if your opponent casts it. Just like a cat into the room. But whenever a spell is played, this minion remembers it. Okay. Normally, filling your deck with more stuff is bad, unless the spells are better than the average card in your deck, which they probably aren't. So, anti-fatigue card, maybe, but like, why do you want to be anti-fatigue? You want to reduce the number of cards in your deck, not increase it. That's cool. 3 mana 3/4 beast. This I added to the beast pool from Exotic Mount Seller. So, this is gonna be anti-fatigue and druid. So like, you're gonna spawn this off Mount Seller, then play more spells that turn, get the spells on the minion, shuffle into your deck. This could be good or bad. Druid just go to fatigue a lot, so I think off Mount Seller it's going to be the most you're going to see this. If Druid even plays Mount Seller next expansion, Druid might be doing some other crazy combos instead, but pretty much filler, neutral card. Next up, Argent Braggart. Battlecry, gain attack and health equal to the match the highest on the battlefield. So I mean, this card could be a 2 mana 8/8. That sounds insane. Could be a 2 mana 1/1. So this card's really bad on turn 2. A 2-drop that's bad on 2. But this card really isn't a 2-drop. This card's more of a late game stat cheat. Like, you're going to want to be playing this on turn 3 up. So like turn 3 they might play a 3/4, 4/3. 2 mana 3/4 is already really good, right? This is a turn 3 up. You might as well hero power rather than play this on turn 2. And then you can just play this on turn 3 or 4 and get the mana back, right? That you lost through hero power and try and get tempo swings. This card seems nuts to me. Unless you're playing against control decks that keep on clearing the board and the board's empty. If you stick anything on the board, it seems really strong. Ow. This seems like a very good paladin card. And it says attack and health to match the highest amount of evidence. This might, like, this gains the attack from the highest attack minion and the health from the highest health minion. It just seems insane. Like, wow. If you can, maybe you even want to play ways to give minions Taunt as well for huge swing turns. So they have a big minion, you play your big minion, you Taunt, and you can like maybe even kill off their minion too. I don't even know. With like Limb of Justice card, like this, and then you play Limb of Justice, and then you kill their minion. That's like crazy swing turns. This card just is like way too many stats for 2 mana, but it's in Paladin, and Paladin kind of sucked. Like this card doesn't fix Paladin. The other issue, the other issue is if you copy the biggest minion, but you can't counter it, and then they just kill you. It's also very weak to science effects, right? Like any science effect ruins this card. So, like for instance, Earthshock and Shaman just ends this card. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Next up, Speaker Goodra. 3 mana, Rush, Wind Fury. Spellburst, gain attack and health equal to the spell's cost. So it's Druid Shaman. So the first application when we spoke about this one on my stream was people were talking about the card Germination. What is Germination? It is this. So this will summon a copy of it, then the spellburst will trigger on both of them, which means you'll have 2 minions. They both get Blessing of Kings. That's 5/9 Wind Fury Rush, 2 of them for 7 mana. You play Overgrowth on turn 4, then you play this plus Germination the next turn. You clear the entire opponent's board and have minions that stick. That sounds completely busted. Hello? I'm already playing Germination in my Druid deck because I'm doing Malagos combos, because there's another new Druid card that came out. I'm going to scroll through them all, but this Druid card came out. Blah, 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 blah. So you're definitely playing Germination in Druid. Hello? This could definitely go in that deck. If you're playing Geppetto Joybuzz though, you don't really want this card, but maybe you don't play Geppetto anymore. You don't need it because of that new card that came out. Card seems just seems insane with Germination. You also have this 1-mana Druid spell called Nature Studies, which we spoke about earlier. The Nature Studies card. You can find it again actually. Nature Studies. Here it is. Discover a spell. So you're going to end up potentially, if you have the option, you can pick a buff card off the Nature Studies, right? And then you can play the buff card with the Speaker Goodra. This seems really strong. Let's talk about applications in Shaman. Applications in Shaman. You don't really play high cost spells in Shaman. I don't really see much application in Shaman. But obviously isn't great. It's just a 3-drop. You have to buff it with like 1 or 2 mana spells. In Shaman. Like, not really playing these spells so much. Hard to see it working right now in Shaman, but maybe. Well, we'll move on, Brain Freeze, 1 mana freeze a minion, combo deal 3 to it. Mage Rogue. So 1 mana freeze a minion. There was 0 mana freeze anything in the game, and that saw no play. This only freezes minions, not face. 1 mana freeze a minion is completely unplayable trash. Ray of Frost is twin spell, and you can also deal damage with it to a minion. And that card is decent. It's like okay. I mean, it sees play. It manages to get in the deck, but it wouldn't see play unless it wasn't twin spell. This can combo and deal 3 damage to a minion. It's really tough to combo though, especially as mage, unless you're playing a Sorcerer's Apprentice mage. This could see play in a Sorcerer's Apprentice mage just to deal 3 as removal. But I doubt it. That deck's gonna be good. So maybe more so in a maybe more so in a Rogue deck then. Rogue 1 mana deal 3 to a minion. You have 0 mana deal 2. If there's 3 half minions you need to kill, could play this in Rogue. It's a bit annoying when you have too many combo cards, wasting tools to combo stuff. I think that combo's too much of a drawback. Gonna be too hard to pull off. The Freezer minion isn't that great in Rogue when you have saps. I don't think this spell's good enough, but it's borderline, maybe. Next up, high Abs Allure, 4 mana 3/6 spell burst. Cast a spell from your deck. Targets this if possible. So if we think about the deck, Cube, Priest, if I just show you in Hearthstone what's going on in terms of Priest. And the spells we're playing. So in Priest, you could cut Penance from your deck because that doesn't hit this. And you just play Apotheosis, Grave Rune, Psych Split, and those are all nuts on that card. We look right now on HS Replay, and we look at the Cube Priest build. Have a look for Cube Priest. Where is Priest? Cube Priest. So right now, this deck is playing Renew, Penance, Death, Apotheosis, Holy Nova. So casting Holy Nova off this would be really good, right? Like Split, you'd maybe have to remove Time Rip from the deck. Soulmare would be good off this, I'm sure. As removal. Like maybe you have to play a deck without Time Rip. Because you really don't want to Time Rip itself, right? Which is a drawback of the card in Priest. But the payoff is so big, like casting Grave Rune on this. Like if you just play this and you play Renew with it, maybe you've discovered a powered shield somehow or something. Like a 4 mana 3 is hard to even remove in the first place. Also, you can just play this late in the game on turn 7 with Apotheosis and get a buff on it. Seems really powerful, right? That's just Priest. Priest, I think it's weaker than in Paladin. In Paladin, there's some crazy stuff you can do, right? So if we switch over to Paladin, we have the 2 mana spell which gets reduced to the cost of 0, Living of Wisdom. So you play that with the Living, then on top of it, it's going to play Hand of Adal. Imagine having it plus it play Living of Hope on like turn 5. That's an 8/8 Divine Shield Taunt on turn 5. Maybe if it was a 1 cost copy of the Living of Wisdom. That is insane. Like, what else are you playing this deck? You could be playing Consecration that clears the opponent's board. Like, turn 6 goes Hand of a Doubt. You can really, like, reduce the number of spells in this deck. Imagine, as well, it playing Limb of Justice. Like, you get the weapon, and you reduce all the enemies to 1. So you're going to be able to remove stuff. If you have any other minis on board, Paladin has 1/1s on board often. They can trade away. Card seems absolutely bonkers in Paladin. Like, this is a must-kill minion if it's played on turn 4 for your opponent. A lot of the time, think about against Druid, they just can't kill this minion. So it's going to stick and then potentially just summon an 8/8 Divine Shield Taunt next turn. It seems absolutely insane. Like, card just seems nuts. Next up, Survival of the Fish. I think I already spoke about this one. Give +4/+4 to all minions in your hand, deck, and battlefield. It's a very powerful spell, but unless you already have board, it doesn't do anything the turn it's played, and you can't spend 10 mana pass. So have to find the Druid deck for this to fit in that I don't really see right now. It's gonna have to be with the seal. Show you what that card is, if you know what I'm talking about. It'll have to be a deck with Do I not own this card? Yeah, with this card. I mean, it's so bad I don't even own it. But yeah, I don't see that card. But this card, however, 6 mana, 3/4, Spell Burst, refresh your mana crystals. Holy macaroni. So I was talking about germination earlier. We look at the germination. So it summons a copy of friendly minion. So the copy that's summoned will still have the spell burst to be triggered on it. We've already learned this. So if I bring up something that I saw on Twitter, then it's already, I mean, it's already broken combos basically. Already broken, it's nuts. Like this plus germination. I just see it ending the game. Like this, so the play would be this. I can just walk you through. I can't find the image. This plus germination. Then you have 10 mana. You play Malagos. You play Moonfire. Deal 6 to the opponent. You have 10 mana again. Then you can germination your Mali. Then you have 2 Managos. Right? You swipe your opponent's face for 14. You Moonfire them. That's 31 damage. All you need is Forest Warden, 2 germinations, 2 Moonfires, Mali swipe. And that's just one of the many ways of doing this. With Imprisoned Satyr, with Geppetto, there can be so many different ways of doing this combo. It just seems like there's going to be some crazy Druid combos. I'm worried about Druid because they're printing these 3/6s which win the game if they stick, and Druid has no removal for a 3/6. But with Overgrowth, Breath of Dreams, these dragons, this card, you can easily OTK with Druid. OTK decks are back for Druid. It's going to be the end of Galacron Priest sitting there forever. You're going to be able to OTK them. It's going to be fun. Lots of sick combo potential. This card basically Coon the Forbidden King for 6 mana. Crazy, crazy. Next up, Lord Barov. 3 mana, 3/2 Battlecry. Set the health of all minions to 1. Death Rattle. Deal 1 to all minions. So this is like Equality Whirlwind in 1 card. This is Equality costs 4, right? This is Equality for 3 with a 3/2. Hello. This card seems insane. Like this plus Risky Skipper in Warrior just clears the opponent's board, for instance. That's what you wanted to do. This plus Bladestorm, you know. Plus Whirlwind. This plus Sword and board on itself. This just seems like a nuts card. I think you're gonna play this in Paladin and Warrior. I mean, if you're ahead on board, it's pretty bad. So maybe not so. Maybe it's just. Well, I'm not gonna play this in Egg Warrior, for instance. It's pretty bad in Egg Warrior, but in any slower deck, which isn't just kind of aggro. Egg Warrior is basically just aggro. Kind of wins the board so early, you don't need this card. But in Control Warrior, in Paladin, seems really powerful. Just a very strong card. Next up, Ancient Voidhound, 9 mana, 10/10 Demon. So the idea is to cheat this out on turn 7 or something. we've seen how bad big demon hunter is now. This is just another big idiot demon. At the end of your turn, steal 1 attack and health from all minions. I mean, it's a powerful effect. It seems pretty strong. But there. Okay, it just seems like never going to be good. Guardian animals. Hunter Druid. Summon 2 beasts that cost 5 or less from your deck. Give them rush. Okay, I haven't thought too much about this card. Let's have a look at what beasts we have in our collection. Type in beast. So 5 or less beast. Crystal Stag. 2 Crystal Stags from the deck. I mean, doesn't sound great. Hunter, 5 or less cost beast. Give them rush. Already have rush. These aren't too expensive. What are our 5 or less cost beasts, guys? Oh, Mana Saber. Mana Saber sounds pretty good. Stranglethorn Tiger, maybe? You're not playing these cards in your deck, though. Wait, there are no good 5 or less cost beasts. What is this card? I have no good 5 or less cost beast. What am I going to play? Seems unplayable just from my brief glance. There's no good 5 or less cost beast from your deck, so no idea what's going on here. This card seems pretty good with Dire Frenzy and Wild, but Dire Frenzy's not in the game anymore, though, so I don't know about this one. But that is the last card from today. As I said earlier, there'll be the full set revealed later. I'll do a full card review on my Twitch channel at some point. That'll be with John Ray, but for now, that's it for this video. Have any comments about the cards? Have any questions to ask? Feel free to say in the comment section below. But for now, I will see you later. Bye-bye, guys.